2nd. All right, we are recording. Welcome everybody to Take Action Thursday. Really, truly excited to be here. Always love the value that we get here on Take Action Thursdays. We have a very special guest tonight, Robin White Grigsby. Just a little bit of a background. I've known her from a previous company. She has a huge heart, loves on people. Her passion is helping others. And tonight, I think she's going to bring us a lot of great value to all of us, give us some tips and tricks about how we can take our business to the next level. Because as all of you know, today we sold out in 45 minutes the product, right? That's pretty darn excited. So I'm real excited. Make sure you have your pen, your pad and your pen ready to take notes. So without further ado, let's all give a round of applause to Robin Grigsby. Take it away, girlfriend.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you so much. I'm excited, you guys, to be here. I've been thinking about this since Judy reminded me a couple days ago. She's like, oh, you're up this Thursday. And I knew my day was coming up. And to be honest, there's always that little bit of anticipation that you hope that when it's your time and, you know, eyes are all on you, you have something of value to offer and hopefully deliver. So hopefully tonight I can add some value. 18 years of the industry. I have a plethora of things in my head, and I've been going through my books and my notes, and I have like Post-it notes everywhere. And I'm like, what can I talk about tonight? What am I going to talk about tonight? Because I can go on a subject and talk forever. And even though it seems like 40 minutes is a long time, when you get to sharing what you've learned and what you've experienced, and you're sharing truly from that, from your heart and from just your experience of life in this journey, it becomes easier than what we think. So it's any one of us can do this. Any one of us can go through this journey, learn and share. And so I want to say thank you so much to Mark and Judy. Met them in the previous company before here, followed them here because their heart is true. And they are good, honest, loving people that know how to love on people and know how to make people feel valuable. And that's one key thing in this industry is it's more than a business. It's more than just making an income. It's really creating a spiritual family. And it's creating a whole nother group of people that you can grow with and you can learn with. And I couldn't be any happier than to have the opportunity to met this couple. And you learn, you know, often that you become more who you hang out with. You learn that, you know, those people you want to become more like are those who you want to learn from and grow from. And you take hints and tips from those people that you see that are doing the things in life that you want to do, that are living the life that you want to live, that are being those type of people that you want to be more like. And when Mark and Judy connected with, you know, with this company of happiness, it was like the sky's open. We're answering our prayers because we were on a place. We were just hoping to find something that would lead us to a place that we can really impact people's lives, that we can make such a big difference in the world. Because being in the industry for some time, you just kind of learn like it is so much more than money. It's so much more than material things. It's so much more like true joy is not money, even though we need to have money to survive. Like Jim Rohn says, you know, money's not all that important. It's not but it ranks right up there with oxygen. You got to have it to survive. And so when we're able to make an income by doing a service that we have to, all of us have to add value in the world. That's how we get paid. So when we add some sort of value, like I'm a hairstylist. So since I was 16, I've been doing hair and I add value. I help people feel pretty and I fix their, you know, makeup, and I do things that I help to add some value in their life, and I get paid for that. And I enjoy that part of it. Sometimes I enjoy it so much that when I get done with my client, I forget to get paid. And I'd be like, oh yeah, that's right, you got to pay me. You know, we go to the register. And then And I'll talk about that later too, because getting paid sometimes, depending on what kind of person you are, and I'm going to bring this subject up because I have, like I said, little notes, and I might get a little squirreled sometimes because when I want to talk about something, I want to not leave it out, but it takes me off my subject. So when you add value and you're truly giving of your heart and being a solution provider, and you're doing it from that place, you know, God has a way of returning back the value to you. And luckily, we're able to have found a platform that we can be going out there and giving people a gift of happiness. And right now in the world today, there isn't a better place and a better gift than a way to help people be happier. So we're like in the perfect place and the perfect timing. And God led us here. I know that because we were praying and praying and praying, and this came about. Has it been easy? I don't know. Some of you guys that have been here from the beginning, I know there's some of you here. Let's see, who do I see on here? I see lots of people. Cindy Summers. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Tammy. Hey, Kim. Sean McLean. They've been here. Hey there. I see some faces that are on here that have been here from the beginning. And, you know, starting a startup company can be challenging. And I'm an entrepreneur. I own my own salon, my own business. My husband owns his own construction company. I mean, we know this. We know when we start something, and it isn't going to be all easy. It's not going to be. And so through the last few years, we've gone through some growing pains and we've gone through some challenges. And I think all of you here are promoters on Take Action Thursday. And I would like to actually hear from some of you, if you could, so I can get an idea of who I'm talking to in the group. There's 84 people. Could you please on the side post how long you've been in the industry? So if you've been in the industry under a year, just put 1. If you've been in the industry 2 years, put 2. If you've been in the industry 3 years, if I could just see some numbers so I can get an idea, because this helps me out a lot. Awesome. Ooh, 20 years. Awesome. One. Okay, we got a lot of 1s. I got a 5, 1, 18 years. Nice. 10 months. Cool. All right, perfect. I love this because it really does help me know what to hone in on and what I want to share with you guys. Because if you've been here for 10 years, there's things I could talk about that you'll be like, oh God, this is just not even, I've been through that class already. So some of you have been on here been in the industry first day. Ooh, love it. Awesome. 30 plus, 35 plus. Nice. So thank you for, thank you for everyone that's here tonight. And thank you for those that have been here in many years, just showing that you're still coachable and you're still teachable. That's one of the things that we must learn to be as we grow in leadership in this industry is to remove the ego and to remain super coachable, super teachable, and know that we can always be wrong and know that we can always be looking at something wrong, and our posture can change when we actually experience something different. Our vision on something, just the way that we may handle something will be different as we grow in this industry. And so I love that we have people on here that have been in the industry for quite some time, and there's always something learned from each other. So I've been in the industry 18 years, and I absolutely love network marketing. And I think it's fun to now call it referral marketing. And some people love that verbiage a little bit more. That might be new to you. As referral marketing is something I use often because language has a lot to do whether it turns someone off or on. And so often, instead of using the word, and you can write this down, instead of using network marketing, I just say, hey, have you ever heard of referral marketing? Have you ever been a part of a company, like we can go to Costco and you know how you see, the company, the Dish, I think it is, Dish TV, is in Costco, and they want to get your business. And then if you refer someone, they will pay you some money. So a lot of people are starting to get used to referral marketing. I wished we could get paid for referring someone to a movie, because many of us will go watch a movie and we like how we experience that movie. We like how it feels for us. We like everything about certain parts of the movie, and we can't help but to go tell somebody, oh my gosh, I just went to watch this movie. You gotta, and we start to share our feelings. We start to share authentically our experience. And I use that because if we can remind ourselves, that's exactly what we're doing here. We are experiencing something, and through our real authentic experience and seeing other people's experience, maybe someone else has experienced something that you haven't, but you got to meet them, you got to hear their story, or you're on a customer page and you got to see someone else's story, you can now go and provide a solution for a friend of yours that maybe is experiencing something, that is looking for something. And it may not be what you experienced, but because you're around a bunch of people that are doing the same thing you're doing, you get to use someone else's story. And by sharing your story and by sharing other people's stories, you're getting to go out and solve problems. You're getting to be a solution provider. And that is truly what we do in this business, is we provide solutions and we're providing options. And I think what happens sometimes when we get started in a business like this is we forget to just be ourselves. Like all of a sudden, I know when I first started, when I was new, I thought I had to be an expert. I thought no one's going to listen to me unless I know everything. And so I spent a lot of time, wasted time, and I went and I researched all the ingredients. And I got to do that anyway for myself. Like I'm a very product driven person and I got to know it works. So I will do it for myself. But things have changed for me now than the way I used to do my business then. So when I first started, I took every class. I took all the notes. I took all, I went and listened to all the doctors, and I was just like a science geek, really, when it came to products. But then I would go out, and they call it puking at the mouth. I would go out and puke at the mouth. I would puke all over everybody, and I would overeducate, and I would tell, because I thought if I can impress them with what I knew, they're going to want to follow me. If I can impress them of how much this is going to change their life and why, and I will get the glazed look in the eye. That's another thing we got to watch out for when we're talking and puking at the mouth and trying to overeducate. There's a glaze that comes over their eyes, and be aware. Start thinking about this. Start watching. There's a glaze when we start talking too much. And when we can start to recognize that glaze, like they're in their head now. Now they're not even listening to us anymore, because now we're just yakking away about this and that and how it does this, and we're so excited, and we forget to take a breath, and we forget to stop, and all of a sudden we finally stop talking, and we don't hear nothing from them, and then we keep talking because we think we have to feel that space, that quiet space, right? So what I learned when I first started the business is share a little. Well, when I first started, I didn't share little, but I learned you share a little, you ask questions. And if they engage, is what you're looking for is for them to ask you a question, because you want to have the ping pong game going. That's what you're looking for, is a ping pong game. And sometimes we feel like we need to win, or we need to succeed the first conversation. And we got to remember, it's cultivating. We're cultivating. We're planting the seed, and we're cultivating. And it's a give and take. It's ebb and flow. And it's never about just going in and telling them what they need and let's get started right now, because that becomes very salesy and it becomes very transactional. And people can feel when you're being transactional. They can feel when it's not real. They can feel when you're trying to make a sale because you're trying to hit a number. They can feel that. And the energy is very prevalent in this business because we all resonate. We all have energy. People can feel when someone's mad. People can feel when someone's happy. They can feel when you're telling the truth. They can feel when you're being authentic. They can feel when you're real. So if we focus on providing a solution for them, how do we know we're providing a solution? By asking questions, engaging in conversation, listening for a challenge. So when we're in a conversation, we're listening for what their problems are. Do they want to stay home with their kids? Are they unable to stay home with their kids? Do they like their job? Do they hate their job? Do they want to take more vacations? Do they, are they feeling tired all the time? Are they struggling with their weight? Are they hungry and hate being hungry? And in these conversations, you're going to hear them out, but the only way you're going to know them is by asking questions. So you have to be a master asker. You have to ask lots of questions. And people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So when you're asking questions and you're getting them to talk, here's the other secret. People like to talk. They can leave that room and you may have only said a few words and they've talked the whole time and they will go tell people what a great person you are. They had the best conversation. And what they did most of the time is they talked. And sometimes people, you can ask questions and are really good about giving up information. And then you'll find some people are not. And you got to get really good about asking questions. And so there's something called form. And that's when you ask questions, F, about their family and friends. And then O, form, is occupation, what they do for a living. And, R is recreation, what do they do for fun? And then M is what do they do to make money, or what motivates them? What kind of things motivate them, or what do they do to make money? What kind of job they have, or what kind of, so that's kind of a guideline of when you're stuck and you're like, oh God, I need to think about something, what can I ask them? It's called form. And it gets you started. And before you know, you just engage in a conversation and you're good to go. Like and you'll start. So here's something else I want you to write down, because this is like one of the best ways to offer a solution, because this will give them something, but it also, you take it back. Because when you give someone something and then you take it away, they want it more. So you share, say, like you hear them say they would like to stay home with their kids more and go on field trips with their kids more. And they just, they're stuck at work and they just, that's what they would really like to do. And you're hearing this. And you would say, hey, Jill, I hear what you're saying. You could repeat what they say. I hear what you're saying. You really want to be home with your kids. And, this may or may not be for you. So you want to write that down. This may or may not be for you. However, I know about something, or however, I'm doing something to solve that for me as well. Or however, I know some friends that are doing this business, or I know about something that they're doing so that they can do the same. Would you like to have more information on that? So this may or may not be for you has worked so well. I hear what you're saying. This may or may not be for you. However, and then now you're offering a solution. And then you say, is this something you'd like to know more about? Because now you've given them an option. You've given them a solution that they could work for them, could not work for them. But some people that it is, or you're doing it for the same reason. And would you like more information? And when you're asking them a question and they say yes. If they say no, then you don't spend no more time. Okay, on, next. But if they say yes, which they usually do, they say, great. Now here's the magic. Don't say too much. Now you're busy. Because this is the part when sometimes we want to puke at the mouth again. We want to tell them too much. We're so excited, you know, but if we can hold back and say, you know what, I'm going to send you some information, take a look at. I would really like to connect with you though, because I would want to collect your thoughts afterwards. So it's like you're giving them the tool, right? You're giving them some information and you're letting them know you want to connect with them after. You're already setting that up. You're setting up your next meeting. You want to connect with them after and hear what their thoughts are. Or you want to see if this, you know, this may or may not be for you, but I'd love to connect and see what you think about it, you know? So now you're setting yourself up for that next meeting. Now this works tons of times. I mean, this is just natural conversation, you know, interacting with people that you know, right? So I'm going to look at my notes because I'm going to make sure I don't miss some things because I've been talking on that subject. Okay, so I know you got most of you knew. So now let me ask all of you that are new and some that have been here for a while, if you would put a yes or not yet to, have you created a dream board? So I just want to see yeses or not yet on a dream board, a vision board. Okay, so I'm seeing pretty much half and half, a lot of yeses and a lot of not yets. Okay. So let me share with you the power of a dream board. And this will fast track you to success. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. So you may have had a mentor share with you to create a dream board. And a dream board is a poster board full of either words. This is my third one that I've made. So it's full of words and it's full of pictures of what you would like to see happen in your life and how you want your life to look. Now, it's something that often people will put off because they think it's not that big of a deal. And they think it's kind of woohoo, you know, like just whatever. It's a minute thing. It's not that important. It's not going to help me have success. What would a dream board do? Now, have you also questioned, yes or no, if you would, watch the movie The Secret? Okay, so we've got, again, a lot of yes and no's. Awesome, perfect. So what I love about talking to you guys tonight is I see there's a lot of people who are pretty new in the industry, and that really, I love working with new people because I just absolutely love that you guys are on this journey of change. Like, you are going to become the best version of yourself. You took the best decision by being on this journey. You're going to get so much from this. Like I said, more than just money. You're going to become the best version of yourself. You're going to be the biggest gift to yourself and to everyone around you, your family, your friends, your kids, everyone around you. This business gives you so much more. It is such a journey of change. And one of the first things I was introduced to when I first started was the movie The Secret. And when I watched that movie, The Secret, it was such aha moments. It was some things that most of us already know, but we just don't know how to use it. Now, God created all the world. God created energy. God created us, trees, plants. We all have energy. Every single one of them has atoms, and it's all energy. And yet, we don't even realize the power that we are. Like, we don't even use half of it, or even a quarter of it. And then it's because we don't know. We just don't know what we're capable of. And so when the movie was introduced to me, it blew my mind because it showed me how to maximize, how to manifest. and how to ask. So when we are putting into the universe, when we were asking God, when we're praying, when we're whatever you want, whatever feels comfortable to you, but when you're putting something into the universe and you're saying it out loud, it's a vibration. And you are literally attracting that same vibration to you. So this is why we have to be super careful of what we say, positive or negative. It's really important. And people miss it because like I said, the things that are little, that are important to do, people don't do. Easy to do is easy not to do. And so these are the little things. And if I can impress upon you tonight, the smallest, littlest thing that I share with you tonight will make the biggest difference. But you have to take action to do it. So there's the movie, The Secret, and you can get it on Netflix. You can find it sometimes on YouTube, but not necessarily the original one by Sandra Byrne. And I think that's, yeah. And so you want the original one. I mean, there's other ones out there and they're great too, but the original one really, you only need to watch 15 minutes of it. And I say this on all my welcome calls, is every single person I do a welcome call with, and we'll talk about that too, is you want to watch Secret. And you want to at least watch 15 minutes. And I tell people you don't have to watch the whole thing. There's psychology around that. The reason why I tell people they don't have to watch the whole thing is because when I give someone a task to watch The Secret, everyone's so busy, they'll put it off. They have to wait until they have time to watch a movie. That's just, oh, I don't have time. Oh, I don't have time. But if I say only watch 15 minutes, they'll watch 15 minutes, but trust me, they ain't going to want to stop after 15 minutes. But if I just ask them to watch for 15 minutes, I say, I always encourage you to watch the whole thing, of course, but just watch 15 minutes, because in 15 minutes, you're going to see what I'm talking about. It will tell you the secret. And once you understand the secret, then you'll understand how to start putting things in place. And in our welcome calls, and that was going to be my third question I asked you guys, but I want to go back to this point. But I want to ask you too, I'll move forward, but maybe put yes or not yet. Have you had an onboarding or welcome call from your upline team members yet? So if you would put that in there as well, yes or not yet. So this is something else good to know about. Okay, perfect. A lot of yeses, few not yets. Good. Okay. All right. So in a welcome call or in an onboarding call that we do, is, we want them to be exposed to movie The Secret, and we want them to get started understanding how to start manifesting and how to start utilizing the powers that God gave us and what we can do to fast forward our success. And it's so crazy minute, but it makes such a big difference. And then in the movie The Secret, it will talk about the dream board and the power of a dream board, and why a dream board works. Now, for some of you that are greens, which if you haven't learned about the colors of personality yet, this is another thing you want to write down. The colors of personality network marketing, you can get it on Audible. Maybe we can have someone post that in there. But this is like a must. Like you got to know the colors. It's huge, will help you so much in this business as well. We can go over that later. Like I said, we only got a little bit of time, 18 years of experience. I can talk for a long time. So the dream board. So for those of you that like the science, you can Google the RAS, R-A-S, Reticular Activating System. Now, if you Google RAS, Reticular Activating System, that will give you the science behind why, when you look at something and when you're focused on something, what it does and how it brings it to light, how it brings it in front of you. It's really one of those, I don't know if you guys ever watch like on cable, like the mind games, like how it like you can play mind games and it does like all the, what your mind and how your mind works. And it really starts to freak me out really. Cause I'm like, oh my gosh, it really makes you start questioning your mind. But it is amazing how the mind works. And often we don't realize everything that we want is right in front of us. We just don't have ourselves focused on it. And we don't have ourselves honed in on it. And it could be passing us up left and right. And we don't even know it because we're so busy. We're busy doing stuff that we don't see it. So what the dream board does is when you do your welcome call and we help you go through your dreams, and we talk about dreams, and I can talk about that too. But the dreaming, people forget to dream. And we have to remember, we live in a reality of what's in front of us. Like, we live in our realities of our life, of what we have now. And when we were young, we would dream big dreams, and we would say things that we probably now would never even say, what we want, or how we want to live, or what does our environment look like. We just kind of go with what we have, because we also don't want to be disappointed. Humans don't like to be disappointed. So sometimes we'll just like cut our dreams off, or we won't even think big because we just don't want to be disappointed. We would rather be pleasantly surprised. And so we just don't dream big. And so in the movie The Secret, and then when they start to talk about the dream board, the importance of the dream board is discovering where your goals are, where you want to go in life. What's the life you deserve to live before leaving this earth? What is that life look like? And let's take away the income that you have right now, because that's your current reality. But that's not your future. And you can manifest and create a different future. And so what does your life look like? You know, what house are you going to be in? What are you going to contribute to the world? Where do you want to travel? Like, these are all these things that you want to have on your dream board. And you go online and you print out pictures and you put it on the board, and then you take magazines and you rip things out of magazines of your magazines. Don't be taking other people's magazines, but of your magazines. And you rip out words, and you know, just whatever, like wherever you want to go visit. And you want to get it printed out, and you want to put it on the board, and you want to keep it where you can see it all the time. And when you start to study RAS and you start to understand, having your focus, having your destination be of your focus, all of a sudden it's the most amazing, magical thing. But the world starts to like shift around you and change, and you start to see things that you're like, oh wait. So here's an example. Have any of you ever decided to buy a new car, and then you had your eyes set on this new car? Maybe it was a red Volkswagen, and all of a sudden you see red Volkswagens everywhere. You're like, why are they everywhere? Like, I never seen them before, but I see them all the time now. And so that's an example of the RAS. They were there. You just weren't focused on it. You weren't honed in on it. And so you didn't see it. And so even though doing this little project of getting your dream board together and getting your goals set seems so minute, it's actually the biggest thing you could ever do. The biggest thing you can ever do in this business. And then we want to write down, you want to establish your goals, but then I want you to write down these books, because I want you to understand, like, personal development is everything to your life. Like, everything to this business, everything to your life is personal development. And if we're not reading or listening to audiobooks and growing our mindset, and Chris Schweda, I see you on here. Chris Schweda is one of the best mindset coaches. I go to him, I talk to him for hours. Like, he's incredible in the studies that he's done, and we can relate a lot. We talk a lot about mindset. We both get pretty deep in the conversation. It's so powerful. Like, we don't even understand to the smallest degree how powerful your mind is and what it does to create your environment, and everything to how we react to things. Like, have you ever heard of, it's not what happens to you, it's what you do with what happens to you. I mean, that has everything to do with your mindset. Like, the wind blows on us all the same. We all have the challenges. We all do. Things hit us all in different times, but maybe we're experiencing the same kind of thing in a different time. But it's like, we still all have struggles. We have, life gets in the way. In this journey, we're going to have life, and we have life that gets in the way sometimes. And we have to figure out how to manage through that. And as we learn how to manage through challenges, and we don't let it stop us. It does, you know, we work through things. That has everything to do with mindset. And it's incredible how when we first start, and as we continue to grow by reading books and being around your mentors and being around your leaders that are helping you along the way, you will be a different person in a year from now and 2 years from now. You're going to be a different person. And that can be a little scary too. So just so you know, as you start to change and you start to grow, it gets a little scary. And what I mean by that is you become different, then your friends kind of will reject you a little bit. Sometimes your family will reject you a little bit, and you're going to experience this. I like to bring this up because I see a lot of people have only been here for 1 year and less. So we all have experienced that. And it's the fear of change. Like they see you changing. They don't like you changing because that fears them. That makes them scared. That makes them nervous. That's uncertainty to them. Like, wait a minute, like, who are you? Like and they don't want you to leave. They want you to stay who you are. That makes them feel comfortable. But you're like, no, I'm growing and I'm going to be more. I'm going to be better. Well, that even makes some people afraid, you know, because you're going to be better. Wait, what's that mean about me? You know, they can go along with you, but sometimes they fight it. And then eventually, if you stay strong and you stay strong enough through hanging out with your friends, your mentors, your guides, your leaders, your people that are doing this with you, grab onto their hand strong. You're going to need them. Trust me. You're going to need their support. You're going to need their guidance. You're going to need their lead, because you're going to find yourself in positions that you're not going to know what to do. So when you reach out to one of your mentors, someone that's been in the industry for some time, they've been there before. They've done it. It's like if you're going to go walk through a field of mines. Would you walk through a field of mines by yourself, or would you walk through the field of mines with someone that's been through it before you, that could tell you step left, step right, miss that hole? You much rather want to walk with someone that's been through it before you, because you're going to get through things better. Because some people that don't do that and they try to go it alone, like I will tell you, this is a business of your own, but it is not meant for you to do it alone. Because you go at it alone, which sometimes is ego again. I don't have to listen to so-and-so. I'm going to do it my own way. I'm a leader. I don't want a boss. There's all kinds of things that start to happen. Like this business exposes you like no other. Like it exposes your weakness. It exposes your strength. It exposes you where you don't even want to see yourself in certain lights and go, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's how I've acted. Like you start to, ego will rear up, and ego will try to keep you from growing, because ego don't like to be wrong. It does not like to be wrong. And let me tell you, this is a people business, and we are all kinds of people. And when we can start to learn that love on people's strengths, love on their weaknesses, together we're better. You'll find that like ego will start to rear up different times, and you'll just have to question yourself. Like where is this coming from? Why am I resisting? Because, we can't grow. We can't grow, and to have more, our income can't grow unless we decide we're going to grow and allow ourselves to grow and humble ourselves to do so. So walking through this journey with your mentors, with your leaders, get a mentor, get someone you're working with. If you're not, hire them. Ray Higdon, like I've hired a coach that works with Ray Higdon. I know that Sean and Kim, they work with Ray Higdon too. Ray Higdon is amazing in this industry. He teaches you how to build this business on social media, which is what we really need right now, because old school way, which is the way I grew up in, is really challenging right now. Like I'm put into the same thing we all are put into right now, is learning how to grow a business online. Building relationships online is a little bit different than going out and meeting people and connecting and building relationships, which I'm really good at. But doing the social media thing has been something I decided to invest. I invested in a coach that will help me grow what I don't know, so that I can help my team grow in what they don't know. Because as we grow and we're learning and we're leading others along the way. So that's the fun part, is you learn, you grow, then you can turn around and help someone learn and grow. And that's the fun part. And that's also the part that will get you guys all even greater businesses. Is it's not about what you do, it's about what you duplicate. So Jim Rohn is one that you guys want to write down. First Year Network Marketing. You can get that free on YouTube. You can get it on Audible too. Jim Rohn is incredible. He really helps with the mindset. He is no longer here on this earth, but he was when I first started the industry. And I just love this guy. Like, I'll listen to him all the time. He makes you laugh. He just gives you lots of aha moments. And the First Year Network Marketing, that helped set up my mind to understand some challenges I was going to go through. So when the challenge showed up, I knew how to handle it. One of the things that he always says is, don't sign up for that class. Don't sign up for that class. So when things happen and it just makes you want to sit and ponder upon it for hours, and you're going to waste hours wondering why that happened, you're wasting your time that you can be doing making stuff happen. So he says, just say, I'm not going to sign up for that class. I remember doing that. And my husband would be like, Robin, you do know what Jim Rohn says, don't sign up for that class. You're signing up for that class. That's that. I just don't understand why this, you know? And so that'll happen too. So I love Jim Rohn for setting up expectations, like helping us eliminate the expectations that we have, managing our expectations that we have, and learning how to discipline your disappointments. Those are the things that can stop you in the beginning, is getting so disappointment. People don't avoid pain. People want to avoid pain, right? So we will get away from pain at all costs. So as we start to grow a business, we're going to come across some pains. I'm just going to tell you guys right now, you're going to see some challenges. You're going to go through some challenges. But without adversity, without challenge, you can't grow. Like, no person, no human becomes better when everything's rainbows and sunshines all the time. Like, it doesn't happen. The only way that we grow is through challenges. So expect them. Expect challenges. But don't let it take you out. Just know there's a way around it. You know, the wall was not put in front of you to stop you. It was put there to challenge you to figure out how to get over it or around it. And that's when I say, get with your mentor, get with someone so you do not allow yourself to stop on your journey, because we've all been there. We've all done it. So Think and Grow Rich was the book that I actually also started to read. They have Think and Grow Rich Audible. It's very old, but it then again helps you understand when you think about something, when you see something, what it creates for you, how you can really start to shift your life in the place and to go where you want to go much faster. When you know these skills, when you know this, just this little bit of information. The Dream Board welcome call. Get together, get your welcome call. 100% have a welcome call. Your upline support will help you figure out someone's going to give a welcome call on your upline. We've all started here. We all know how to do welcome calls. That is so important. And the reason I have to say welcome calls have been the most important thing probably in this business is, and I never did welcome calls in 18 years. This is the only company that I did welcome calls in. And it has been huge. And the reason is one, you connect with your team member and you hear their heart, you hear their why, you help them design their life. You help them by asking questions. We ask you guys questions. We find out what your why is. Your why usually makes you cry. Like, your why is why you do this business. Your why, I mean, we all could take this product and enjoy it and tell a few people. We all could take this product and enjoy it and share it with a few people and get our product for free. But if we're all really trying to build a business, which is we're drinking the coffee and we're doing it as a business, or now we have more things coming out, we have pills and we have all this other great stuff that we have. But if we're doing it as a business decision, first of all, it's the wisest thing you can do because you're already winning as a business. So you're already winning. On the tax reasons, just at the end of the year, tax-wise, you can't do a smarter decision. You can't make a smarter decision, but to drink this coffee and then write it off at the end of the year as a business expense, along with everything else that comes along with it. So that's a whole nother subject I can go on, and I'm not going to go there right now because that'll take another hour. But you're already a winner. You're already winning just by drinking this as a business. And now I'm lost. I don't know where I'm at. Oh, your goal. So your why. So when you get your why figured out and you have your directions of how to get there. So I always tell people, how important is to have your why is like if you were living in New York and you were trying to go to California, or you were living in New York and you were trying to go to Washington, or you're in California and trying to go to New York, doesn't matter. Wherever your destination is, you wouldn't want to get in a car and just drive, or do you want to get in a car and say, I live in California, I'm going to go to New York. So there's my destination. So now you have an idea of where you're going to go, right? So now you get in your car and you're like, okay, I'm not going to waste time, because if you didn't have a destination, it's like getting in your car and just driving around. People do that in life. They just get in their car and they just drive around. They don't have a goal. They don't have a destination. They don't have the end game. They just are living life. Just whatever comes, like, I mean, that's fine too, if that's their choice. But if we all have an idea of a life that we want to live, we ought to have a destination pinpointed down. And that's where we want to go. So that's what the dream board is. And so once you create that dream board of your destination, now it's like, all right, when I get in my car and I know I'm going to go to New York, oh, I don't have directions. But what if I had directions? If I had a map? If I had a map, I'm probably going to make it to my destination a lot quicker. And I'm probably not going to go off-road somewhere, and end up in Oregon or end up in, Florida, or, because people do that. But so that's how important the dream board is, to have your destination, and then have your leader or your mentor or whoever does this with you help you with the directions, the map to get there. And that is how we have our system. And we do the, have you ever heard about the happy coffee, or be a solution provider, ask questions, provide value, and bring in a solution to them. And there's these steps that we take that all of us have probably, been exposed to, of how we're sharing. It really is, this business is actually super, super simple. What makes it a little challenging is that it's a people business. And when you have a lot of people, you have a lot of personalities. And let me tell you, the larger your check grows, the bigger your team is, and the more you need to know how to manage it. And this is where personal development comes in, because then you're going to need to know how to help people fix problems, get up through situations, challenges. And you don't have to be the one to do that, but as long as you're attached to someone that knows how to do that, that's great too. That's teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. And again, that's where this is not meant for you to do it alone, but you are earning while you're learning. This is an earning while you're learning kind of business. Now, if you only want to make $500 to $1,000 a month, you can do that on your own. Like you personally, personal productivity, you can go out and get customers, and you can get a few promoters, and you can make $500 to $1,000 a month. Easy. It's all on you. Like that's simple. Excitement and belief will do that. And just going out there and sharing. You're alone, you can do that. What's beautiful about this business model is it pays you through duplication. To duplicate, you want to keep it simple. Super, super simple. And this is where you could have a really large business. So this is where less is better. This is where when you keep it super simple, depend on your team. You don't be the expert, but you be the master connector. So if you can learn how to be the master connector and connect people to the information, connect people to the tools, learn how to become the master connector, you will blow your business up more than any person that knows tons about the product. Doctors have a hard time building. Doctors know a ton about the product, but people think, oh, doctors can do this. And no, doctors actually have a hard time because they're experts and people think they have to be like them. That's why you don't want to be an expert, because people will judge themselves and say, I can't be like her. I can't do that like him. I can't spend that much time on that business. Look how much. So we have to keep it simple. And the more we keep it simple and we become master connectors, we will duplicate like crazy, and you will make a really great, amazing, large income from this business. So I think it's 6:50. I've been talking for some time, and I really appreciate the time that I've got to spend with all of you. Hopefully I offered a ton of value, and I have lots of notes that I still haven't even started talking about, and I just got sidetracked, and I have all these sticky notes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we're going to have to definitely have Robin come back again so she can share all those sticky notes. But Robin, you were awesome. Thank you for all the value. I love the secret. Absolutely. And I love it when you said to be the master asker. Absolutely. And the master connector. And if you can do those two things that Robin was talking about, you're right. Your business will grow and that paycheck will grow. And more importantly, you'll impact so many people's lives. And that's why we do what we do, right? Because we love to help people. So Robin, thank you so much for sharing tonight. Next week, we have Hillary Scott up. You don't want to miss Hillary. She's a vibrant, young, mom. So can't wait to hear from her. And thank you again, Robin. Let's all give Robin a huge round of applause, and thank you so much, Robin. You can unmute yourself, everybody. Say good night.
Thank you, Robin.
Thanks, Robin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much, Robin.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.
Awesome,
Bye.
Robin.
Woo-hoo. All right, everybody, have a great night. Thanks,
So
Robin.
great.
Love you guys.
So great.
Love you guys. Bye.